It's that phone-in session segment of the Daybreak's interaction, and this morning we'll be looking at the food palliatives, if you like, that were announced a fortnight ago. We understand that the distribution channels were through the state governments and, of course, the senators and members of House of Representatives. This federal government has consistently argued that it has made good its own part of the promise. We understand that these materials are already in the hands of the state governments, the senators, and the members of House of Representatives. We are following through with that conversation as we did promise 2 weeks ago when we had this conversation, that we would track these distributions to the last mile. We want to ensure that Nigerians are directly benefiting, which is the intentions ab initio. And so we'll be opening our phone lines. You will find them in a moment displayed on the screen. We'd like you to call us if you have directly benefited, or you know anybody around your locality who has benefited. We'd like details of what these benefits look like, what exactly got to them, in what proportions, and when, so that we are able to also give feedbacks to leaders to understand how much of that distribution is happening, and I'm sure, of course, because they would have been dealing with third parties to enable these distributions touch the last mile. So please do call in this morning if you have anything to share around who has benefited, or if you have benefited, what exactly it took for you to benefit, how you became part of that sharing formula, or whoever it was, and whatever was the qualifying criteria. Would like you to share with us this morning. Perhaps there will be one or two things to learn from state to state or from point to point on what is the most effective way of having these distributions go around. We know that whatever may have been given may not be enough to go around, but at least we want to see that
you said May.
May, yeah. If you talk about
I think we're certain it will not be enough.
It will.
Yeah.
But if we are able to properly segment the indigents of our society, I think we would have been making far more impact than have those things going to hands that are already very full. I understand. Hello? We have our first caller this morning. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from.
So you are talking about food palliative distribution.
Yeah.
So what taking is very bad. What taking is very bad because if the food is distributed equally, it is very prudent. Not take away.
Yeah, I think we're struggling to hear you. So we could just take a moment and then start. Can we just start all over again, please? Your name and your location, and please try and speak up because we can barely hear you.
Hello?
Hello. Go ahead. Your name, your location, and then go ahead with your take.
Okay. What is happening is that the food palliative, the distribution, they did not take the prudent way to distribute, because last time they distribute OTP, MPP. When they distribute that MPP, if somebody go and hijack it, they go and sell it to marketers in the market. So if the government can help the distribution to take a very good way, if the government can help us, so the people that will distribute the palliative to the citizens, so they should make sure that they monitor the distribution. That is all.
Okay. Thank you for the contribution, even though we didn't get the name, nor did we get the location you're calling from, but thank you for the contribution anyway. Yeah, we kept talking about monitoring. Everybody talks about monitoring, supervision, but it is the government. How does the government supervise the government exactly? Is the federal government capable of supervising the 36 states of the federation? I think we had the experience with the bailout funds in 2016 when President Buhari gave those financial interventions. But let's go back to the phone lines. I think someone has joined the conversation. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, morning.
Welcome to Daybreak Interactive. Your name, please, and where you're calling from.
Yeah, my name is Samson. I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
You say Samson?
Yeah.
Yes, Samson.
Samson, good morning. How is Port Harcourt?
Thank you, dear. Port Harcourt is good.
Good to hear that. Go ahead, please.
Thanks for bringing these topics to enable people from different areas to make their contributions. I have not received any, neither have I had anyone, friends, relations, anyone near or far that have received any. And this has not worked in Nigeria. The past administration used this method to divert funds, and this is still repeating. It doesn't work. I was of the opinion that if they have what they could use to give palliative, they could have used it even to add to the subsidy. The problem is the subsidy. If the fuel could be subsidized, a lot of other things around will work well, food, whatever. Because transportation is the key to the economy. So if instead of them going about it, giving people palliative, they should put this money together, put it in the subsidy. Even if it is going to be subsidized for just 6 months or for just for a few months, can be 2 months, can be 3 months, it will help. Then this one, they say the palliative, where has palliative worked in the past administration? It was the palliative people packed these things in their warehouses, governors and local government chairmen. It never get to the people. And those also who were among the ministers and the top government officials diverted funds through distance. The same thing is repeating. So it doesn't work, and we don't see it working.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sam, for joining the conversation. I appreciate you for that insightful take. And I have to say that I agree with him to a certain degree that these food items will not trickle down to the last man, to every man. I mean, we're talking about more than half the country under the poverty line. And we're just talking about 20 trucks
of 600 bags.
Of 600 bags. How much is that exactly?
All right, good morning. Your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning,
Good morning.
sir.
My name is Ade. I'm calling from London.
Good morning,
Mr. Ade, good
Mr.
morning.
Ade from London.
Yes. I called my people in my state. They said they didn't receive anything. And I don't know who is distributing this palliative for them, because I advise the government sometimes they go on your TV that they should give this palliative to civil society and on the local government to distribute this food. Otherwise, they give it to governors, it won't get to anywhere. And the last caller make a very important point about the fuel. Dangote is crying out now that IOC did not allow them. I advise the government to withdraw from IOC. Let's begin our petrol to Dangote. Dangote will solve the problem at least for halfway. Let's withdraw from IOC. If they are not allowing our citizens to have access to our fuel, what's the point of being a member of IOC? Because with the petrol cheaper, the food will be available. Because food is security. You see, food is security. If people are hungry, they can misbehave anyhow. Food is very cheap here in UK. No matter what the crisis, food is available, it's cheap. So the government should withdraw from IOC and allow Dangote to have access to our fuel. So that can reduce this thing. Government should not be giving governors 20 trailers. Local government and involve the civil society. Then they can share it equally to the people who need this food. I called them now, they said they haven't received anything. So that's my advice to the government.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
God bless Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ade. It's always good to hear from you. But that is the truth of the matter, isn't it?
It is.
That you don't get a sense that the situation is being treated with the urgency it requires.
No.
The minister made this pronouncement some 3 days ago, and to date, no state has publicized any sort of activity showing distribution.
You know,
and it's not as if people have the patience to wait for some bureaucratic steps to be taken. I mean, you should have these things on the go.
What bureaucracy?
So that as soon as you receive the trucks, you're commencing distribution.
What bureaucracy is even there? Is it difficult to spot mosques and churches in the local communities? Or have we suddenly lost track of who these civil society organizations are, or even faith-based organizations where we ensure some level of fair representation, equity, and justice with regards to how the distribution formula is? What exactly are they working out? And you knew about this distribution long before it was made public. You know, it was a decision at the Economic Council.
NEC meeting,
You know, so you are aware. What does it take to actually put the mechanism such that the moment you receive these things, you break them into the various forms?
And how many years have we had of this experience of distribution? Since 2016.
That's right.
With the bailout funds, with the various interventions since COVID-19. One would have expected that we have fine-tuned the process already.
No.
Hello, good morning. Okay, we've lost that connection. We have another one joining us.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Tony Eze, calling from Benue.
Mr. Tony, how is it Otukpo?
Otukpo in Benue State.
Good morning, Mr. Tony Eze. Good to hear from you again. Go ahead, please.
Thank you. Well, my brother, the truth of the matter is that the way Nigeria is now, there is no way you bring anything to share for Nigerians that will reach the people that want that thing to get to. Give to churches, they will share to their members. Give to the mosque, they will share to the Muslims. Give to Yoruba man, he will share everything to Yoruba people. Come down in a state, give to a particular man from a particular local government, he will make sure all his people in that local government get it and forget about other people. I don't know who is advising federal government in all these things. And I don't know when we have getting to the stage of sharing food to people as if we are in war stage. When I look at all these things, because in this country, I think I've spent a lot of years in this country. And when Nigeria was good, I benefit in some certain things that Nigeria does. But these present leaders we have today, I don't know who is advising them. When I was in primary school, I finished with my primary 1 to 6 without my father paying school fees, without buying books and all this free in Anambra State then. I don't know who is advising the leaders. Share food to who? In Benue State, we have about 20-something local government, and they are bringing 20 trailers. Bring one trailer down to Otukpo local government. How many people is going to share one trailer in Otukpo local government? As Benue State is, Otukpo local government can't get one trailer. I don't know who is giving those advices to the president to act on. If you want to benefit, Nigerians are not lazy. Come down to Benue and see how people are farming. Come down and see how people are laboring to see how to eat. We are not beggars. Give us the basic amenities. Give us a common grant to strive on our own. We are not begging for food. And even though those ones that they bring, who are who? The governor now will give it to the party chairman. And then go to ward, they will share it to the ward chairman. And then ward chairman will reward those that are working for the politicians. In Benue State, as I'm talking, to go precisely, there is nothing like sharing anything for now. If they will share, it means it's still coming. But for now, there is nothing that they are sharing.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Eze. Thank you so much, as always, for your articulated thoughts. You can't help but nod in agreement to virtually everything that has been said this morning around what is happening right now. And it's just a sad situation. He talks about 20-something local government areas in Benue.
How do you
go to Kano with 44.
44, yeah.
What do you do with 20 trailers exactly?
Yeah.
Who do you give it to? How do you decide who gets what?
All right. Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Paul Adiku. I'm calling from Zamfara State.
Paul Adiku?
Yes, sir.
From Zamfara. That name sounds Benue. Kogi.
Yes, I'm from Benue State.
All right. Good morning. How is Zamfara this morning?
Zamfara is very, very good.
Great. Let us have your take, please.
Actually, my thought about this is that I don't think the federal government are doing us good for sharing us food. The palliative, this is not the first time we are having this palliative issue. We poor masses, especially in Zamfara State. I was born and brought up in Zamfara. I have never had anything called palliative given to a non-indigenous in Zamfara State. The party chairman, the people who are working for the government are the only ones enjoying this source not for the poor masses. They have never, ever shared anything to a non-indigent in Zamfara State. Me, I'm not citing here, but I've never had anyone, non-indigent, have this common spaghetti. Tinubu time, he was sharing spaghetti with everybody. I don't think there is any non-indigent that comes out and says that he has this or he has that. This is a common Nigerian. The only aspect I see that you can help a poor man in Nigeria is let's reduce this fuel nonsense. I don't think he should give us this food. We just eat it for a couple of weeks, and that's all. And that's so I don't think we want to move forward. I don't think the government actually want Nigerians to move forward. Their only source of income is just for themselves and for their family. We want to move forward. They actually know what exactly to do. They know exactly what to do. They are just pulling us behind the bush.
Yeah. Actually, I agree with you on that one. But thank you most kindly for joining the conversation anyway, because we know nobody gets out of poverty through aid. It has never worked. Never. Anywhere. Never. You don't go out.
Not in places where they even have a proper register of the poor and indigent. Yes. And for us, that is a complete. I mean, the absence
the same
of those
thing and expecting a different result.
That's right. Good morning. Your name.
Good morning.
Good morning. Can we have your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Taiwo Ayeni.
Taiwo Ayeni.
Yes, from Lokoja.
From Lokoja. Good morning. What? From Lokoja. Okay. Please go ahead.
Yes. I have to contribute to it because the way the palliative is being shared, even in COVID, is not what amazing. It goes to the political talks, and at the same time they sell it out to the marketers.
Interesting.
So I will advise the government by giving palliative, just like the other callers. We are not in the worst situation like Gaza and Israel.
You may have to turn down the volume of your TV set and talk to us directly. You don't have to listen to your voice.
Okay. Why not just collect the BVN from the youth or from the other people and send it to their account number? Give a little amount to youth so that they can do something better for themselves. The last money that was shared, that was 50,000. Many people went to register. At the end of the day, they did not hear. They only hear that some people received, while some did not receive anything. So it's a pity. I don't know. We need physical intervention.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Taiwo, for that contribution. And I believe you hit the nail on the head there in talking about this politicization of the entire palliative scheme that we've seen, especially in recent history. It is one that has been skewed greatly towards partisanship, and politicians would like to keep it that way because they can leverage it for political support. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Oh, thank you. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I said your name. Let's have your name and your location, please, and proceed with your thoughts.
Aminu Abdullahi. I'm coming from Gombe.
Aminu Abdullahi.
From
Gombe.
Okay.
Right?
Yes,
if you can just if you can just speak up and go ahead.
Okay. From Gombe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes. Well, I think the issue of palliative distribution to me is just it only demonstrates the level of insincerity of this government, and it also shows that the government does not have any solution to the problem bedeviling this country. We have a situation whereby the government is only responding to the situation, you understand, without actually looking at the ways of addressing the economic situation of this country. Now, by the time you start distributing palliative, as a solution to the, food crisis in the country, what are you telling me? We have about over 200 million people in this country. And are you telling me that it is only through the distribution of palliative that you're going to address the myriad of problems we develop in this country, ranging from, economy, food crisis, and what have you? I think what the government needs to do is to look at the economy and see how it can address the issue of economy, the economic problem in this country holistically. Now, if you are going to do that, there are so many interventions that you can do. You understand? In the first place, let's even get back to the issue of this fuel palaver. Why did you even remove the subsidy in the first place? Because it is the fuel subsidy removal that is causing all this crisis. And if you are saying that the removal of the fuel subsidy is going to benefit the common man, how does it benefit the common man? How is it benefiting the common man? It is apparent that the fuel subsidy removal has not benefited the common man. So the only thing I think the government needs to do is to look at itself. You understand? Tell itself the truth that things are not working.
Yeah.
And they need to put their thinking cap and start thinking of how to address the economic situation in this country. And remember that the youth are angry. You understand? They are spoiling for a protest. So how do you begin to solve this problem? The government is being reactive instead of the government to be proactive. I rest my case.
Thank you so much for calling on the program. I appreciate you for that take. And the moment he mentioned the palliative and the subsidy removal, I remember this is the third or fourth caller that is referencing that. At the end of the day, after removing fuel subsidy, which the complaints was that it was not sustainable, we don't have enough funds to keep the scheme going, right? Even though there are question marks about transparency and the integrity of the entire process itself, about how many million barrels are we actually subsidizing month-on-month basis. You realize that after removing fuel subsidy, our borrowing has still gone up significantly. We still don't have the funds to do A, B, C, and
Even
so many
the state governors are getting a bit more.
Yeah, so you ask yourself, how is this productive to the overall well-being of the citizenry?
The argument before the removal was that the fuel subsidy had no impact on Nigerians. We can see clearly that argument is flawed.
It does have an impact. Look at what has happened from May last year to where we are right now. Inflation, food inflation at 40%, general inflation at 34%. My goodness, the story writes itself.
The indices are just not good. All right, that's the much that time would permit us to take this morning as far as the phone-in interactive session is concerned. Your concerns have been well articulated, and I'm sure the government is listening, and we hope that we get to a point where we can take a pause and reflect on some of the decisions we have taken and look at what amends we can make for the general interest of Nigeria. And just as the last caller said, the youths are spoiling for a protest. We hope we don't get to that level. We hope we're able to assuage the general populace on whatever intervention the government is putting in place to change the life of the people for the better.